bags and feet and chairs out of the little spaces that were there when he came in, because the actors are going to use them to suit you guys. Yeah, that's perfect. And enjoy the show.
They're delivering my son from me. I bury a second husband.
And I am going, madam, weep over my father's death anew. But I must attend to her majesty's command, to whom I am now in ward, evermore in subjection.
You shall find of the queen a husband, madam, and you, sir, a father. She that so generally is at all times good must of necessity hold her virtue up to you.
What hope is there of her majesty's amendment?
She has abandoned her position, madam, under whose practices she has persecuted time with hope, and finds no other example in the process but other than losing hope.
This young gentlewoman had a father. Oh, that had, what's that, a passage 'tis, whose skill was almost as great as his honesty. Had it stretched so far, would have made nature immortal, and death should have play for lack of work. Would for the queen's sake he were living, I think it would be the death of the queen's disease.
How called you the man you speak of, madam?
He was famous, sir, in his profession, and it was his great right to be so. Gerard de Narbonne.
It was excellent indeed, madam. The queen very lately spoke of him, admiring me and mourning me. He was skillful enough to have lived still, if knowledge could be set up against mortality.
What is it, my lord, the queen languishes of?
A fistula, my lord.
I'd heard not of it before.
I would it were not notorious. Was this gentlewoman the daughter of Gerard de Narbonne?
His sole child, my lord, had bequeathed to my overlooking. I have those hopes of her good, that her education promises, her dispositions she inherits, which makes fair gifts fairer. She derives her honesty and achieves her goodness.
Your commendations, madam, get from her tears.
The remembrance of her father never approaches her heart, but the tyranny of her sorrow takes all livelihood from her cheek. No more of this, Helena. Go to, no more. Lest it be rather thought you do affect a sorrow than to have.
I do affect the sorrow indeed, but I have it too.
Moderate lamentations are the right of the dead. Excessive grief, the enemy to the living.
Madam, I desire your holy wishes.
Be thou blessed, Bertram, and succeed thy father in manners as in shape. Thy blood and virtue contend for empire in thee, and thy goodness share with thy birthright. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. Be able for thine enemy rather in power than use, and keep thy friend under thy own life's key. What more heaven will that thee may furnish and thy prayers pluck down, fall on thy head. Farewell, my lord. 'Tis an unseasoned courtier, good my lord, advise him.
He cannot want the best that shall attend his love.
Heaven bless him. Farewell, Bertram.
The best wishes that can be forged in your thoughts be servants to you. Be comfortable to my mother, your mistress, and make much of her.
Farewell, pretty lady. You must hold the credit of your father.
Oh, not all. I think not of my father, and these great tears grace his remembrance more than those I shed for him. What was he like? I have forgotten. My imagination carries no favorings but Bertram's. I am undone. There is no living none if Bertram be away. 'Twere all one, that I should love a bright particular star and think to wed it. He is so above me. The ambition in my love thus plagues itself. My idolatrous fancy must sanctify his relics. So come here, one that goes with him. I love him for his sake, and yet I know him a notorious liar.
Save you, fair queen.
And you, monarch.
No.
And no.
Are you meditating on virginity?
Aye. You have some disdain of soldier, and you let me ask you a question. Man's enemy to virginity, how many of the bar covered against him?
Keep him out.
But he assails in our virginity, though valiant in the defense, yet is weak. Unfold to us some warlike resistance.
There is none. It is not politic in the commonwealth of nature to preserve virginity. Loss of virginity is rational increase, and there was never virgin got till virginity was first lost. That you are made of is metal to make virgins. Virginity, by being once lost, may be 10 times found. By being ever kept, it is ever lost. It is too cold to be canyon. Away with it.
I will stand for as little, though therefore I die virgin.
There is little can be said. 'Tis against the rule of nature. To speak on the part of virginity is to accuse our mothers, which is most infallible disobedience. Virginity murders itself and should be buried out of all sanctified living as a desperate offenders against nature. Virginity is peevish, proud, ambitious, made of self-love, which is the most inhibited sin in the canon. Away with it. You cannot choose but lose by it. Within a year it will make itself too. And the principle not much the worse. Away with it.
How am I going to get her to lose it to her own liking?
Let me see. Marry him that ne'er it likes. 'Tis a commodity will lose the gloss with lying. The longer kept, the less worth. Off with it while 'tis vendible. Answer the time of request. Virginity, like an old courtier, wears her cap out of fashion, richly suited, but unsuitable. Your date is better in your pie and in your porridge than in your cheek. And your virginity, your old virginity, is like one of our French withered pears. It looks ill, it eats dryly. No, 'tis a withered pear. 'Twas formerly better, married, yet 'tis a withered pear. Will you anything with it?
Not my virginity yet.
Monsieur Parolles, my lord calls for you.
Little Helen, if I can remember thee, I will think of thee at court.
Monsieur Parolles, you were born under a charitable star.
Under Mars,
I especially think under Mars.
Why under Mars?
The Lord hath so kept you under that you must needs be born under Mars.
When he was predominant.
When he was retrograde, I think, rather.
Why think you so?
You go so much backward when you fight.
That's for advantage.
There is running away when fear supposes the safety. But the composition that your valor and fear makes in you is a virtue of a good wing, and I like to wear well.
I am so full of businesses that I cannot answer thee acutely. I will return perfect courtier, wherein my instruction shall serve to naturalize thee, so thou mayst be capable of a courtier's counsel, and understand what advice shall thrust upon thee. Otherwise, thou diest in thy unthankfulness, and thy ignorance makes thee away. Farewell. When thou hast leisure, say thy prayers. When thou hast none, remember thy friends. Get thee a good husband, and use him as he uses thee. So farewell.
On a remedy, often ourselves do lie, which we ascribe to heaven. The fated sky gives us free scope, only doth backward pull our slow designs when we ourselves are dull. What power is't which mounts my love so high, that makes me see and cannot feed mine eye? Impossible be strange attempts for those that weigh their pains in sense, and do suppose what hath been cannot be. Whoever strove to show her merit, that did miss her love. The queen to thee. My project may deceive me, but my intents are fixed, and will not be.
No.
What's he got here?
It is the Count Basilian, my good liege, young Bertram.
Youth. The best thy father's face. Frank nature rather curious, but in haste hath spoken poetry. Thy father's moral part mayst thou inherit too. Welcome to Paris.
My thanks and duty are your majesties.
Would I had that corporal soundness now as in my father and myself in friendship first right our soldiers. He did look forward to the service of the time, and disciple of the bravest. He lasted long, but on us both did haggish age steal on, whereas I was act. Much repels me to talk of your good father, who were below and he used his creatures of another place, and bowed his eminent top to their low ranks, making them proud of his humility. In their poor praises he humbled. Such a man might be a copy to these younger times, which followed well, demonstrate them now, but goeth backward.
His good remembrance, madam, lies richer in your thoughts than on his tomb. So in a proof lives not his epitaph as in your royal speech.
Would I were with him? He would always say, methinks I hear him now, his plot of words he scattered not in years, but grafted them to grow there and to bear. Let me not live after my flame wax spoiled, to be the snuff of younger spirits whose apprehensive senses all but new things disdain. This he was. I after him, you after him. Since I no wax or honey can bring home, I put to dissolve it. My heart is the flavor of good.
Your loves, lady, they that least lended you shall lack you first.
Still a place, I know. How long is captain the physician at your father's died? He was much famed.
Some 6 months since, my liege.
We were living or train yet. Let me know. The rest have bored me out with several applications. Nature and sickness debated at their religion. Welcome, Count. My son's no dear.
Thank you, Majesty.
What does this need here? Get you going, Sarah. The complaints I have heard of you, I do not all believe. 'Tis my slowness that I do not. For I know you lack not folly to commit them, and have ability enough to make such labor yours.
'Tis not unknown to you, madam, I am a poor fellow.
Well, sir.
No, madam, 'tis not so well that I am poor, though many of the rich are damned. But if I may have your ladyship's goodwill to go to the world, Isabel the woman and I will do as we may.
Wilt thou needs be a beggar?
I do beg your goodwill in this case.
In what case?
In Isabel's case. And my own. Service is no heritage, and I think I shall never have the blessing of God till I have issue of my body. For they say bairns are blessings.
Tell me thy reason why thou wilt marry.
My poor body, madam, requires it. I am driven on by the flesh, and he must needs go that the devil drives.
Is this all your worship's reason?
Faith, madam, I have other holy reasons, such as they are.
May the world know them?
I have been, madam, a wicked creature, as you and all flesh and blood are, and indeed, I do marry that I may repent.
Thy marriage sooner than thy wickedness.
I am out of friends, madam, and I hope to have friends for my wife's sake.
Such friends are thine enemies, knave.
You're shallow, madam, in great friends. For the knaves come to do that for me which I am aweary of. He that ears my land, spares my keen, and gives me leave to in the crop. If I be his cuckold, he's my blood. He that comforts my wife cherishes my flesh and blood. He that cherishes my flesh and blood loves my flesh and blood. He that loves my flesh and blood is my friend. Ergo, he that kisses my wife is my friend. If men would be contented to be what they are, there were no fear in marriage.
Wilt thou ever be a foul-mouthed and calumnious knave?
A prophet I, madam, but I speak the truth the next way.
Get you going, sir. I'll talk with you more anon. Tell my gentlewoman I would speak with her. Helen, I mean.
That man should be
command, and yet no harm done. I'm going, forsooth. The business is for Helen to come hither.
What is your pleasure, madam?
You know, Helen, I am a mother to you.
Mine honorable mistress.
Say a mother. Why not a mother? When I said a mother, you thought you saw a serpent. What's in mother that you start at it? I say I am your mother, and put you in the catalog of those that were in woman's mind. You never pressed me when a mother's grown, yet I express to you a mother's care. God's mercy, maiden, does it cur thy blood to say I am thy mother? What's the matter that this distempered messenger of wet with any colored iris frowns thine eye? Why? That you are my daughter?
But I am not.
I say I am your mother.
Pardon, madam. The Count Roussillian cannot be my brother. I am from humble. He from honored name. My master, my dear lord, he is, and I his servant. Live and will his vassal die. He must not be my brother.
Nor I your mother.
You are my mother, madam. Would you were, so that my lord your son were not my brother. Indeed, my mother, or were you both our mothers, I care no more for than I do for heaven. So I were not his sister. And no other but I your daughter, he must be my brother.
Yes, Helen, you might be my daughter-in-law. God shield you mean it not. Daughter and mothers who strive upon your post. What, pale again? My fear hath catched your fondness. Now I see the mystery of your loneliness and find your soul tears head. Now to all sense 'tis gross. You love my son. Invention is ashamed to say thou dost not. Therefore tell me true. But tell me then 'tis so. For look, thy cheeks confess it the one to the other, and thine eyes see it so grossly shown in thy behaviors, that in their kind they speak it. Speak it so. If it be so, you have wound a goodly clue. If it be not, forswear it. However I charge thee, as heaven shall work in me for thine avail, to tell me truly.
Good madam, pardon me.
Do you love my
Your
son?
pardon, mistress.
Love you, my son?
Not evil can, madam.
Go not about to find love happen in a bond where the world take note. Come, disclose the state of your affection, for your passions have to the full appeased.
And I confess, here on my knee before high heaven and you, but before you and next unto high heaven, I love your son. My friends were poor, but honest, so is my love. Be not offended, for it hurts not him that he is loved of me. I follow him not by any token of presumptuous suit, nor would I have him, till I do deserve him. Yet never know how this desert should be. I know I love in vain, strive against hope. Yet in this captious and untenable sieve, I still pour in the waters of my love and lack not to lose still. My dearest madam, let not your hate encounter with my love for loving where you do, but if yourself did ever in so true a flame of liking wish chastely and love dearly, that your Diane was both herself and love, oh, then give pity to her whose state is such, that cannot choose but lend and give where she is sure to lose, that seeks not to find that her search implies, but riddle-like lives sweetly where she dies.
Had you not lately an intent, speak truly, to go to Paris?
Madam, I have.
Wherefore, tell true.
I will tell truth, by grace itself I swear. You know, my father left me some prescriptions of rare and proved effects, such as his reading and manifest experience had selected for general sovereignty. Among the rest, there is a remedy approved, set down to cure the desperate languishings where the queen is rendered lost.
This was your motive for Paris, was it? Speak.
My lord, your son made me to think of this. Of Paris and the medicine and the queen had from the conversation of my thoughts happily been absent.
But think you, Helen, if you should render your supposed aid, she would receive it? She and her physicians are of a mind. She that they cannot help her, they that they cannot help. How shall they credit a poor unlearned
the well-lost life of mine own on her grace's cure by such a day and hour.
Dost thou believe it?
I know.
Why, Helen, thou shalt have my leave and love, means and attendance, and my loving greetings to those of mine in court. I'll stay at home and pray God's blessing into thy attempt. Be gone tomorrow, and be sure of this: what I can help thee to, thou shalt not miss. Even so it was with me when I was young. If ever we are nature's, these are ours. This thorn doth to our rose of youth rightly belong. Our blood to us, this to our blood is born.
Help at your bidding, serve your majesty.
Welcome, young lords.
Was our hope, madam, to find your grace in health?
No, no, it cannot be. Yet my heart will not confess the oath of malady that doth my life besiege. The lords, what news?
Now Florence and Siena are in arms, about equal fortune and continue their braving war.
Which may well serve a nursery to our gentry who are sick for breeding and exploits.
Florence doth marvel much his cousin France would in so just a business shut her bosom against his borrowing prayers.
His love and wisdom approved, so to your majesty may plead for amplest credence.
We have armed our answer, and Florence is denied before he comes.
Oh, 'tis brave wars.
Most admirable. I have seen those wars.
Yet we are commanded here and kept a coil.
Thy mind stand to it, boy. Steal away bravely.
Shall we stay here, the four horse to a smock, or creaking our shoes on the plain masonry, while honor be bought up with no sword worn but one to dance with? By heaven, I'll steal away.
There's honor in the fact.
Commit it, Count.
I am your accessory, and so farewell.
Use a more spacious ceremony to the noble lords. You have restrained yourself with the limit of too cold an adieu. Be more expressive to them, for they wear themselves in the cap of the time, and though the devil lead the measure, such are to be followed. After them, and take a more dilated farewell.
And I will do so.
Pardon, my liege, for me and for my tidings, but good, my liege, 'tis thus. Will you be cured of your infirmity?
No.
Will you eat no grapes, my royal fox? Yes, but you will my noble grapes, and if my royal fox could reach them. I have seen a medicine that's able to freeze life into a stone, quicken a rock, and make you dance canary as sprightly power in motion, whose fickle touch is powerful to erase King Heaven. They give great Charlemagne a pen in hand, and write to her a love line.
What her is this?
Why, Doctor, she. There's one arrived if you will see her. I have spoken with one, that in her sex, her years, profession, wisdom, and constancy, hath amazed me more than I dare say my reason. Will you see her? For that is her demand, and know her business. That done, well at me.
Now, good luck you. Bring in the admiration, and we with thee may spend our wonder too. Well, take off that in wondering how thou doest.
Nay, I'll put you, and not be all day neither.
Thus he his special nothings ever prologue.
Nay, come your way.
Peace that we can do.
Nay, come your way. This is her majesty. Say your mind to her. Traitor you be with her. For such traitors her majesty seldom fears. Very well.
Now, fair one, does your business follow us?
I am a liege. Sir Roger Carbone was my father, and what he did profess well done.
I knew him.
The rather will I swear my praises towards him, knowing him is enough. On the bed of death, many receipts he gave me, chiefly one, which as the dearest issue of his practice he bade me store up as a triple eye, safer than mine own two. I have so, and hearing your high majesty is touched with that malignant cause, wherein the honor of my father's gifts stands chief in power.
thank thee, maiden, but may not be so credulous and secure when our most learned doctors leave us, and the congregated college has concluded that laboring art can never ransom nature from her inalienable estate. I say we must not so stain our judgment or corrupt our hope, our great self and our credit, to esteem a senseless help when help past sense redeemed.
My duty then shall pay me for my pains. I will no more enforce my notwithstanding. Humbly entreating from your royal thoughts and modest ones to bear me back again.
I cannot give thee less and be called grateful. Thou thought'st to help me, and such thanks I give as one near death to those that wish her live. But what is full I know, thou knowest no part. I knowing all my peril, thou no part.
What I can do no hurt to try, since you set up your rest and remedy. He that of great works is finisher oft does them by the weakest minister. Oft expectation fails, and most oft there where most it promises, and oft it hits where hope is coldest and despair most shivers.
I must not hear thee, fare thee well, kind maid. Thy pains not used must by thyself be paid. Proffers not to give thanks for their reward.
Inspired merit so by breath is barred. It is not so with him that all things knows, as 'tis with us that square our dress by shows. Dear lady, to my endeavors give consent. Of heaven, not me, make an experiment. I am not an impostor that proclaim myself against the level of my name. But know, I think, and think I know most sure, my art is not past power, nor you past yours.
Art thou so confident? Within what space hopest thou mine cure?
The greatest grace, lending grace. Ere 24 times the pilot's glass hath told the peevish minutes how they pass. What is infirm from my sound heart shall fly. Health shall live free, and sickness freely die.
Upon thy certainty and confidence, what darest thou venture?
Tax of impudence, a strumpet's boldness, a divulged shame reduced by odious vows. My maiden's name seared otherwise. Nay, worse of worst extended. With vilest torture let my life be ended.
The life is dear, for all that life can rate was name of life in thee hath estimate. Youth, beauty, wisdom, courage, all but happiness and prime and happy cause. Thou this to have in these must intimate skill the infinite, a monstrous desperate. Sweet practicer, thy physic I will try. Administer thine own death if I die.
If I break tongue, or flinch in property of what I spoke, unpitied let me die, and well deserved. Not helping best my plea. But if I help, what do you promise me?
Make thy demand.
What will you make it even?
Aye, by my scepter and my hopes of heaven.
Then shalt thou give me with thy queenly hand what has been in thy power I will command.
Here is my hand. The premises observed, thy will by my performance shall be served. So make the choice of thy own time, for I, thy resolved patient, on thee still rely. More should I question thee, and more I must. The more to know cannot be more to trust. Whence thou camest, how tended on, but rest unquestioned welcome, and undoubted blessed. Give me some help here! Oh, if thou proceed as high as words, my deed shall match thy deed.
Come on, sir, I shall now put you to the height of your breeding.
I will show myself highly fed and lowly taught. I know my business is but to the court.
To the court? Why, what place made you special when you put off that with such contempt? But to the court.
Truly, madam, if God hath lent a man any manners, he may easily put it off in court. He that cannot make a leg, put off his cap, kiss his hand, and say nothing, has neither leg, hands, nor cap. And such a fellow to say precisely were not meant for the court. But for me, I have an answer will serve all men.
Mary, that's a bountiful answer that fits all questions.
It's like the barber's chair that fits all buttocks. The pin buttock, the clock buttock, the bronze buttock, or any buttock.
Will your answer serve fit to all questions?
As fit as 10 groaches for the hand of an attorney, as your French crown to your tartly punk as Tibbs Rush to Tom's forefinger, as a pancake for Shrove Tuesday, a Morris for May Day, as the nail to his hole as a scolding queen or wrangling knave, as the nun's lip to the prior's mouth, nay, as the pudding to his skin.
How do I say an answer of such fitness for all questions?
From below your duke to beneath your constable, it will fit any question.
It must be an answer of most monstrous size that must fit all demands.
But a trifle neither, madam, in good faith, if the learned speak the truth of it. Here it is, and all that belongs to it. Ask me if I am according. It will do you no harm to learn.
To be young again, if we could. I will be a fool in question, hoping to be the wiser by your answer. I pray you, sir, are you a courtier?
Oh, Lord, sir, there's a simple putting off. More, 100 of it.
Sir, I am a poor friend of yours that loves you.
Oh, Lord, sir, thick, spare not me.
I think, sir, you can eat none of this home with me.
Oh, Lord, sir, nay, put me to it, I warrant you.
You were lately whipped, sir, as I think.
Oh, Lord, sir, spare not me.
Do you cry, oh Lord, sir, at your whipping, and spare not me? Indeed, your oh Lord, sir, is very sequent to your whipping. You would answer very well to your whipping if you were but bound to it.
I ne'er had worse luck in my life, in my oh Lord, sir. I see things may serve long, but not serve ever.
I play the noble housewife with the time to entertain so merrily with a fool.
Oh Lord, sir, whether it serves well again.
And, sir, to your business. Give Helen this and urge her to a present answer back. Commend me to my kinsmen and my son. This is not much.
Not much commendation to them.
Not much employment for you, you understand me?
Most fruitfully.
I am there before my legs.
Haste you again.
They say miracles are past, and we have our philosophical persons to make moderate for me, saying supernatural and causeless. Hence it is that we make trifles of terror, ensconcing ourselves into unknown knowledge, for we should submit ourselves to an unknown fear.
Why, it is the rarest argument of wonder that hath shot forth in our latter time.
And so 'tis.
To be relinquished of the argument
So say I, both of Galen and Paracelsus.
of all the learned and authentic fellows,
Right, so say I.
that gave her out incurable,
Why, there it is, so I say too.
not to be helped,
As for a woman assured of...
uncertain life and sure death.
You say well. I wish that.
I might really say it is a novelty to the world.
It is,
And
indeed.
showing of a heavenly effect in an earthly actor.
That is the brief and the tedious of it. And he's of a most fascinarious spirit that will not acknowledge it to be
Very and of heaven.
I would have said it. You say well. Here comes the queen.
But she's able to lead her in Toronto.
Go, call before me all the lords in court.
What would you not? It's not that Helen. For God, I think so.
The Florentines unseen of it are by the ears. The Florentine hath begged for speedy aid. And so, you gentlemen that mean to see the Tuscan service, freely have you leave to stand on Florence part. Let piously see that you come not to woo honor, but to wed it when the bravest questions shoot.
'Tis our hope to return well-entered soldiers.
By which you seek the fame may cry you loud. Does girls literally take heed of them?
Our heart receive your warnings.
Come, my preserver, to thy patient side, and with this helpful hand whose banished sense thou hast revealed, a second time receive the confirmation of my promised gift, which but attends thine aiming. Fair maid, send forth thine eye. This youthful parcel of noble bachelors standeth my bestowing, o'er whom both sovereign power and father's voice I have to use. Thy frank election make, thou hast power to choose, they none to forsake.
I'd give vague Curtal and his furniture. My mouth no more were broken than these boys, and writ as little beard.
Peruse them well. Not one of those but had a noble father, who shunned thy love, shuns all his love in me.
Gentlemen, hasn't half through me restored the queen to health?
We understand it.
And thank heaven for you.
I am. From my altar do I fly, and to imperial love, that God most high be my sight supreme. Sir, will you hear my suit?
And granted.
Thanks, sir. All the rest is mute.
I'd rather be in this choice than throw in this for my life.
The honor, sir, that flames in your fair eyes before I speak to threateningly replies. Love make her fortunes 20 times above, her that so wishes, and her humble love.
No better if you please.
My wish receive, which great love grants. And so I take my leave.
Do they all deny her? And they were sons of mine, I'd have them whipped, or I would send them to the Turk to make eunuchs of.
Be not afraid that I your hand should take. I'll never do you wrong for your own sake. Blessing upon your vows, and in your bed find fairer fortunes you and your friend.
These boys are boys of ice. Sure they are. Bastards of the English, the French ne'er got them.
I dare not say I take you, but I give me and my service ever both silent into your guiding power. This is the man.
Why then, young Bertram, take her. She's thy wife.
My wife, my liege? I shall beseech your highness in such a business. Give me leave to use the help of mine own eyes.
No, some not, Bertram, what she has done for me.
Yes, my liege, but never hope to know why I should marry her.
Thou knowest she has raised me from my sickly bed.
But follows it, my liege, to bring me down must answer for your raising? I know her well. She had her breeding at my father's charge. A poor physician's daughter, my wife? Disdain rather, corrupt me ever.
'Tis only title thou disdainst in her, the which I can build up. Strange is it that our bloods of color, weight, and heat poured all together with quite confound distinctions, yet stand apart in differences so mighty. If she be all that is virtuous, say what thou dislike, the poor physician's daughter. Thou dislike the virtue for the name, but do not so. If thou canst like this creature as a maid, I can create for her. Virtue and she is her own dower, honor and wealth from you.
I cannot love her, nor will strive to do it.
Thou wrongest thyself if thou shouldst strive to choose.
But you are well restored, my liege, I'm glad. Let the rest go.
My honor's at the stake, which to defeat I not reduce my power. Here, take her hand, proud, scornful boy, unworthy this good gift. Obey our will, which travails in thy good. Believe not thy disdain, but presently do thine own service that obedient right which both thy duty owes and our power claims. Or I will throw thee from my care forever into the spirits and careless lapse of youth and ignorance, both by revenge and hate, loosing upon thee in the name of justice without all terms of pity. Speak, thine answer.
Pardon, my gracious liege, for I submit my fancy to your eyes. When I consider what great creation and dole of honor flies where you bid it, I find that she, which late was in my nobler thoughts most base, is now the praised of the queen, who so noble is as to were born so.
Take her by the hand and tell her she is thine, to whom I promise a counterpoise, if not to thy estate and balance more rudely.
I take her by the hand.
Good fortune in the favor of the queen smile upon this contract, which ceremony should be performed tonight. As thou lovest her, thy love to me religious, else does her.
Oh, my sweet lord, that he must stay behind us.
'Tis not his fault, the spark.
Very well.
Sweet Monsieur Parolles.
Noble heroes, my sword and yours are kin. Good sparks, a word. You shall find in the regiment of the Spinny one Captain Spurio with his cicatrix, an emblem of war here upon his sinister cheek. 'Twas this very sword entrenched it. Say to him I live, and observe his report for me.
We shall, noble captain.
Mars dote on you for his novices. Worthy fellows, and like to prove most sinewy swordsmen.
Do you hear, monsieur? A word with you.
Your pleasure, sir.
Your lord and master did well to make his recantation.
Recantation? My lord, my master,
Is it not a language I speak?
a most harsh one, and not to be followed without bloody succeeding, my master.
Are you a companion to the Count Rostelian?
To any count, to all counts, to what is man.
To what is Count man? Count master is of another style.
You are too old, sir. Let it satisfy you. You are too old.
I must tell thee, sirrah, I write man, to which title age cannot bring thee.
What I dare too well do, that I dare not do.
I did think thee, for two ordinaries, to be a pretty wise fellow. Thou didst make tolerable vent of thy travel, it's my path. But the scarves and bannerets about thee did manifoldly dissuade me from believing thee a vessel of too great a burden. I have now found thee. When I lose thee again, I care not.
Hadst thou not the privilege of antiquity upon thee?
Do not plunge thyself in too far in fear, else thou wilt hasten thy trial, for which Lord have mercy on me for a hen. So my good, when provided, fairly well. Thy casement I need not open, for I will free thee. Give me thy hand.
My lord, you give me most egregious indignity.
I with all my heart, and thou art worthy of it.
I have not, my lord, deserved it.
Every bit of it, and I will not make thee a scruple.
Well, I shall be wiser.
Even as soon as thou canst, if ever thou beest bound in thy scarf and beaten, thou shalt find what it is to be proud of thy bondage.
Well, thou hast a son shall take this disgrace off me. Scurvy old filthy, scurvy lord. Holy shit. By my life, if I could meet him with any convenience, and he were double and double a lord, I'll have no more pity of his age than I would have of a... I'll beat him if I could but meet him again.
Your lord and master's married. There's news for you. You have a new mistress.
I do beseech your lordship to make some reservations of your wrong to me. He is my good lord, whom I serve above, is my master.
Who? God?
Aye, sir.
The devil it is that's our master. Why dost thou garter up thy arms in this fashion? Dost make holes of thy sleeves? Do other servants so? Thou wert best at thy lower parts where thy nose stands. By mine honor, if I were but 2 hours younger, I'd beat thee. Methinks thou art a general offense, and every man should beat thee.
This is a hard and undeserved measure, my lord.
Oh, go to, sir. You were beaten in Italy for picking a kernel out of a pomegranate. You are a vagabond and no true traveler. You are more saucy with lords and honorable personages than the commission of your birth and virtue gives you heraldry. You are not worth another word, else I'd call you knave. Unbeat.
Good! Very good. It is so, then. Good! Oh, very good. Well, let it be concealed a while.
Undone and forfeited the carriage forever.
What's the matter, sweetheart?
Although before the solemn priest I have sworn I will not better.
What, sweetheart?
Oh, my Parolles, they've married me. I'll do the Tuscan Wars and never better.
France is a dog hole, and it no more merits the tread of the wars, my boy, to the wars. He wears his honor in a box unseen that hugs his kicky-wicky here at home, wasting his manly marrow in her arms, which should sustain the bound and high curves of Mars' fiery seas. To the wars, my boy, to other regions. France is a stable we that dwell in jades. To the wars.
It shall be so. I'll send her to my house, and acquaint my mother with my hate of her, and wherefore I am fled, right to the queen, of which I durst not speak. Her presence shall furnish me to those Italian fields where noble fellows strike. War's no strife to the dark house and the detested wife.
Why, these balls bound, there's noise in it. 'Tis hard. A young man married is a man that's marred. Therefore, away, leave her bravely, go. queen hath done you wrong, but hush, 'tis so.
My mother greets me kindly. She well.
She is not well, but yet she has her health. She's very merry, but yet she is not well. But, thanks be given, she's very well and wants nothing in the world, but yet she is not well.
If she be very well, what does she ail that she's not very well?
She's very well indeed, but for two things.
What two things?
One, that she's not in heaven, whither God sends her quickly. The other, that she's in earth, from whence God sends her quickly.
Bless you, fair mistress.
I hope, sir, I have your goodwill to have my own good fortune.
You've had my prayers to lead them on, and to keep them on, have them still. Ah, my good knave, how does my old lady?
So that you had her wrinkles and I her money, and which she did as you say.
Why, I say nothing.
Mary, you are the wiser man, for many a man's tongue shakes at his master's undoing.
Away, thou art a knave.
To say nothing, to do nothing, to know nothing, and to have nothing is to be a great part of your title, which is within a very little of...
Go to, thou art a witty fool, I have found thee.
And what fool may you find in you, even to the world's pleasure and the increase of laughter.
A good name, to think, and well said. Madam, my lord will go away tonight. A very serious business calls on him. The great prerogative and right of love, which as your due time claims, he does acknowledge, but puts it off to a compelled restraint, whose want and whose delay is strewed with sweets, to make the coming hour o'erflow with joy and pleasure, drown the brim.
What's his will else?
That you shall take your instant leave of the queen, and make this haste as your own good proceeding, strengthened by what apology you think may make it probable need.
What more commands he?
That, having this obtained, you attend his further pleasure.
In everything I wait upon his will.
I shall report it so.
I pray you. Come, sir.
But I hope your lordship thinks not him a soldier.
Yes, my lord, and a very valiant proof,
You have it from his own deliverance.
and from other warranted testimony.
True. I took this lark for a bunting. And my dial goes not.
I do assure you, my lord, he is great in knowledge and accordingly valiant.
I have then sinned against his experience and transgressed against his valor. Yet I cannot find in my heart to repent. Here he comes. I pray you, make us friends. I will pursue the amity.
These things shall be done.
Is she gone to the Yes. Will she away tonight?
As you'll have her.
I have read my letters, casketed my treasure, given order for our horses, and tonight, when I should take possession of the bride, and ere I do begin.
God save you, Captain.
Ooh. Is there any unkindness between my lord and you, monsieur?
I do not know how I have deserved to run into my lord's displeasure.
You have made shift to run into it, boots and spurs and all, like him who leapt into the custard, and out of it you'll run again rather than answer question for your residence.
It may be that you are mistaken, my lord.
And shall be so ever, though I took him as prayers. Fare you well, my lord, and believe this of me, there can be no kernel in this like nut. The soul of this man is his clothes. Farewell, monsieur.
An idle lord, I swear.
I think not so.
Do you not know him?
Yes, I do know him well, and common speech gives him a worthy pass. Here comes my clock.
Perhaps, sir, as I was commanded from you, spoke with the queen and have obtained her leave for present parting. Only she desires some private speech with you.
I shall obey her will. You must not marvel, Helen, at my course, which holds not color with the time, nor the office administration on my particular. Prepared I was not for such a business, therefore am I found so much unsettled. Now, this drives me to entreat you that presently you take your way for home, and rather muse than ask why I entreat you. For my respects are better than they seem, and my appointments have in them a need greater than that which shows itself at first view to you, who know them not. This to my mother, 'Twill be 2 days, ere I shall see you, so I leave you to your wisdom.
Sir, I can nothing say, but that I am your most obedient servant.
Come, come, no more of that.
Never shall with true observance seek to eke out that wherein toward me my homely stars have failed to equal my great fortune.
Let that go. My haste is very great. Farewell. Hie home.
Pray, sir, your pardon.
What would you say?
I am not worthy of the wealth I own, nor dare I say 'tis mine, and yet it is. But like a timorous thief, most fain would steal what law does vouch mine own.
What would you have?
Something, and scarce so much. Nothing, indeed, I would not tell you what I would, my lord. Faith, yes, strangers and foes do sunder, and not kiss.
I pray you stay not, but in haste to horse.
I shall not break your bidding, good my lord.
Where are my other men, monsieur? Farewell, get thou toward home, where I will never come, whilst I can shake my sword or hear the drum. Away for a flight.
Brave Coraggio.
So that, from point to point now, have you heard the fundamental reasons of this war, whose great decision hath much blood let forth, and more thirsts after.
Only seems the quarrel upon your grace's part, black and fearful on the opposer.
And I am sure the younger of our nature that surfeit on their ease will day by day come here for physic.
Welcome shall they be, and all the honors that can fly from us shall on them settle. You know your places well. When better fall for your avails they fell. Tomorrow, to the field!
It hath happened all as I would have had it, save that he comes not along with her. Oh, let me see what he writes and what he means to come.
I've had no mind to Isabel since I was at court. Our old lings and our Isabels of the country are nothing like your old lings and our Isabels of the court. The brains of my Cupids knocked out, and I begin to love as an old man loves money.
What
With
have
no
we
stomach.
here?
In that you have there.
I have sent you a daughter-in-law. She hath recovered the queen and undone me. I have wedded her, not vetted her, and sworn to make the knot eternal. You shall hear I am run away, know it before the report comes. If there be breath enough in the world, I will hold a long distance. My duty to you, your unfortunate son Bertram. This is not well, rash and unbridled boy, to fly the favors of so good a queen, to pluck her indignation down on thy head by this prizing of a maid, too virtuous for the contempt of empire.
Oh, madam, yonder is heavy news within, between two soldiers and my young lady.
What is the matter?
Nay, there's some comfort in it. Some comfort in it. Your son will not be killed so soon as I thought he would.
Why should he be killed?
So say I, madam, if you run away, as I hear he does.
The danger is in standing to it. That is the loss of men, it would be the getting of children.
Here they come will tell you more. For my part, I only know your son was run away.
Save you, good madam.
Madam, my lord is gone, forever gone.
Do not say so.
Think upon patience. Pray you, gentlemen, I have felt so many quirks of joy and grief that the first face of neither on the start can woman me unto it. Where is my son, I pray you?
Madam, he's gone to serve the Duke of Florence. We met him thitherward, for thence we came, and after some dispatch in hand at court, thither we've been again.
Look on his letter, madam. He was my passport.
When thou canst get the ring upon my finger, which never shall come off, and show me a child begotten of thy body that I am father to, then call me husband. But in such a then, I write a never.
This is a dreadful sentence.
Brought you this letter, gentlemen?
Aye, madam. And for the content's sake are sorry for our pain.
I pray thee, lady, have a better cheer. If thou engrossest all the griefs of thine, thou robbest me of a moiety. He was my son, but I do wash his name out of my blood, and thou art all my child. Towards Florence is he?
purpose, and believe it, the Duke will lay upon him all the honor the good convenience claims.
Return me thither.
Aye, madam, with the swiftest wing of speed.
Till I have no wife, I have nothing in France. 'Tis bitter.
Find you that there?
Aye, madam.
'Tis but the boldness of his hand, happily, which his heart was not consenting to.
Nothing in France until he have no wife. There's nothing here that is too good for him but only she, and she deserves a lord that 20 such rude boys might test upon and call her hourly mistress. Who was with him?
A servant only, and a gentleman which I have sometime known.
Parolles, was it not?
Aye, madam, he.
A very tainted fellow, and full of wickedness. I would entreat you when you see my son to tell him that his sword can never win the honor that he loses. More I'll entreat you, Richard, to bear along.
We serve you, madam, in that and all your worthiest affairs.
Not so, but as we change our courtesies, will you draw near?
Till I have no wife, I have nothing in France. Nothing in France until he has no wife. Thou shalt have none, Russillian. None in France, then hast thou all again. Poor Lord, I did chase thee from thy country and expose those tender limbs of thine to be the mark of smoking. Oh, you leaden messengers that ride upon the violent speed of fire, fly with false aim, move the still piercing air with things piercing. Do not touch my Lord. Whoever shoots at him, I set him there. And though I kill him not, I am the cause his death was so effected. Better tore all the miseries which nature owes were mine at once. Now, come thou home, Russillian. I will be gone. My being here it is that holds these hands. Shall I stay here to do it? No. No, although the air